Time to make a quiche.
It's exciting. We're gonna use, right now we're gonna make it from scratch. So we're gonna get the crust done and get that in the oven. And then we're gonna get a bunch of eggs from the chickens.
Yeah, best eggs.
Yeah, best eggs. So we need a little bit of cane sugar, kosher salt,
flour, stick and a half of butter.
I am going to learn how to do this gluten-free because I can do some really great baking gluten-free, but not in this one. When I get it figured out, we'll do another video. And you need a weight to keep the beans are leaking. To keep the beans, keep things weighted. They're leaking. Why is it coming out? You need the beans to weight down so that they're falling out all over the floor.
It's got a hole in it.
Oh, shoot. So that the crust doesn't rise up. You want it to be flat, so you need something to weight it down, so we'll use those beans. And hopefully that's heavy enough to keep it pushed down. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and we're gonna show you our progress.
Cool.
Okay, so here in the bowl, I've got 2 cups and a quarter or so of flour. We've got a tablespoon of sugar, a teaspoon of salt, and about to put in a stick and a half of butter. And when I'm at my house, I have a food processor, so sometimes I cheat. No, I don't do most of it by hand. I get the mixing part done really fast. Tony doesn't have a food processor. Tree Man doesn't have a food processor. Can you edit that out? And so I'm going to do this by hand. So once he helps me cut all of the butter, the smaller you cut the butter into pieces, the quicker it's going to be, because you want it to get all combined with the dry ingredients so that it'll form eventually a dough. But you got to get it all mixed together. Otherwise you have like a chunk of butter over here and some flour over there. Right?
Yep, and I'm chopping the butter up into tiny little pieces.
So
that we can use it for the dough, and it takes less time to get it all combined.
Yeah, here we go.
So we are mixing up the ingredients for the dough.
There we go.
Got to do it by hand. That's the best way to do it. Forget a mixer. Who needs a mixer? It's more fun this way.
You know what? It's good for your hands. It's very grounding.
Yeah.
To dig in the dirt, dig into the pie crust.
And like they always say, it ain't no good unless you get it all over you.
Okay, see, it's starting to get very crumbly. So the only thing left to add to this is 6 to 8 tablespoons of water, and you do one at a time and combine, and that's where we get to the dough part. So as you can see, it's not terrible. This is how my grandma did it, right?
Yeah, you're supposed to combine them until it's pea-sized. I think that's pretty darn close.
It's pretty darn close. So, all right, big talker, I need 1 tablespoon of ice water. We have a little ice bath over here that I made. Bombs away. Yeah, you can go ahead and do a second one. All right, that's 2. We'll wait. Now I'm going to combine it, and it's going to start making the dough. So we're going to start putting that together. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to take this. I'm actually going to cut it in half. And then, what do we do with it? Do you remember?
We roll out the bottom half and put it in the pie pan because it's the crust.
And the other half?
I don't know.
The other half we put in cling wrap, saran wrap, whatever, and we throw it in the freezer for the next time we want to do this, unless you want to make 2 at once. So This recipe makes 2 balls.
2 dough balls.
Dough balls.
Okay, so while we're waiting, we're just put the dough in the fridge for like 5 minutes just to get it firmed so we can roll it out. We've got our veggies are getting prepped. We've got some yellow squash there. We've got zucchini and some little baby sweet peppers. and some mushrooms. And we haven't grown our own mushrooms yet, so we will, hopefully. That'll be down the road. And then we'll add some cheese and the eggs, and that'll be yummy. So we're going to start prepping that in just a minute.
So it's time to roll out the dough. This is going to be the dough that goes in the bottom of the pie plate.
The crust. The nice flaky crust.
So we're spreading flour and slinging stuff everywhere. And it's fun.
I'm a slinger.
Rolling
is
it
that
out right now just so that
Different
we
than
can,
a swinger?
So we will show you once we get it in the pie plate the final product of the crust.
Yep, that's good. Capture that. Okay. Just let keep going. Okay, so get that out of the way. Okay, we are in the process of trying to, you can't see it right now, but we're going to try and lift this sucker off of the counter. My brain just went dead for a second.
I'm gonna lift this side up.
Okay, do you want me to hold the pie plate? Just do it 1, 2, 3. Because once you do this, you set it in. Okay, just put it in. We'll fix it. Don't worry.
It's
It's all right.
around
It's
the
okay.
spatula.
It's okay. Oh, well, unwrap it from the spatula. But if it breaks, don't worry, because like ours is breaking right now. That Tree Man will show you in a second. Go ahead. He's like, I can't reach it.
I just don't want to.
Okay, as you can see, it is broken at the top, and it's totally okay, because no one's going to be looking at it. You're going to be putting stuff in it. So we're going to make it messy, and we're going to take these extra pieces, and we're just going to move them and mesh all the holes, because you want some nice crust. See all these little extra pieces? I'm just going to take them off, and anywhere we have a hole, it's going to be like, what is that, the boy that stuck his thumb in the wall that had the water was coming through? I don't remember that saying. There was a saying. Was it the dike or something? I don't remember. But, and I'm pulling some of it off that I shouldn't, and I'm just pushing it down so that it's really getting attached here. See, I have just extra in my hand. I'm trying to pull the edges off. Whoa, I just pulled a whole bunch off. So I'm gonna take this piece and just kind of gum it like that and spread it out in my hand. And just, it's gonna look really messy right now when it goes in to be baked, but when it comes out, oh boy, it will look so different. And we will show you what that looks like. Okay.
The main ingredient.
Eggs.
These are my little small ones, but they're just as good to eat as the big ones.
2 more. I need 6.
And I'm chopping vegetables.
Oh yeah, he's chopping.
Peppers, zucchini,
Squash.
squash, and mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Whoa. Okay, we're multitasking. So, Tree Man's back there. He just finished chopping up a crap load of vegetables.
A bunch.
A bunch. Here, show him. Can you see?
Yum.
And now he's going to saute them in a little bit of olive oil. And then when the pie crust comes out, we're going to add, we've got 2 cheeses. This one, so when we first started seeing each other, the first thing we ever made together was quiche. And it was a labor of love. You had never done anything like this, but you'd always wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And I taught him how to roll dough. And we did the dough by hand. And then we discovered this cheese. It is Yancey's Fancy New York's Artesian Cheese, horseradish and smoked bacon cheddar. Take a look at that. And hey! Ah! He's eating the cheese.
Don't skip on the cheese.
I'm trying
That's the best part.
to chop the cheese. I gotta chop this up into little bits. And then we mixed it with, this one is a Young Mellow Gouda, Boar's Head. And we just like the way they work together because the Gouda was soft and creamy, and then the other cheese gave it like a pump of flavor. So, and then before I did that, you saw me do the eggs. I added, I think it was 1 1/4 cups of light cream. We used half and half because we couldn't find light cream, so you can kind of get creative. Parsley, thyme, nutmeg, eggs, cream,
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. Thank you. I was like, something else I'm missing. Little salt, little pepper. And when we have fresh, we use fresh. If we don't have fresh, we use some organic herbs. And now I'm going to chop the cheese.
Cut the cheese.
Chop the cheese. He keeps saying that. I'm going to chop the cheese.
All right, so this is the crust, and on the bottom of this there is a layer of the cheese, and then on top we have placed the sautéed vegetable mixture, and now Sunny is getting ready to place more cheese
A lot of
on
cheese.
top of the vegetable mixture.
And if I don't think there's enough, I'm going to chop up just a little bit more. What do you think?
There's never too much cheese.
There's never too much, so would you like more cheese?
Just a little.
Okay.
We'll be back.
We did this, the first time we did this, not the last time, I started to pour it, but this was on a tilt, and and I poured it, and half of it started to fall down the oven.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And
Yeah.
you weren't in the room, and I said, I was the first time I was cooking with you, and I was like, I'm ruining his kitchen. Help, help.
So this is the egg mixture with all the spices and the salt and pepper, and
Hopefully it's gonna all stay in. Please stay in. Please, please, no! Let's do it again!
it's escaping. Okay.
Okay, so we rescued, we made a little bit of a mess, just like the first
Oh, that's
time.
nothing.
But we got it in, so here we go. I think we don't measure the vegetables, so we probably put extras in, because we like the vegetables.
Too many vegetables.
Right?
We made a mess.
Okay.
Ask for your opinion. If I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
Stupid cups.
What? The cups all fell out in my face.
Yeah, yeah.
All
See?
these went.
They're perfectly, but they didn't bend.
Because I put them back right and told them straighten up. All right.
Ta-da! I've already
This is
cut
our-
it.
This is our beautiful, delicious, hopefully, quiche.
Oh, yeah.
We are so ready to eat.
Okay, let's see it.
Let's have a bite.
Have a bite. So hungry. Yay.
That's delicious. Y'all should try this.
Oh. Flaky. So good. Best quiche ever.